Europa League, I suppose, is the one thing you could hang your coat on.
Unai Emery's got a great record in the Europa League. They put out some good sides. Arsenal on their day at home are a decent side. And the reason they played well against Chelsea, the reason they played well against Tottenham is because Tottenham and Chelsea tried to play out from the back when Arsenal were pressing high up the field. Today, that didn't happen. Manchester United played beyond that pressure, then they counter-attacked. So that's where they have the problem. Arsenal will do OK this season. I think they'll have a good run in the Europa League. And they might squeeze into the top 4, but I doubt it. But that's their season over in terms of most of the silverware. Just that Europa League, that's all they can go with.
I think it'd be short term to say what can we win this year, right? Because I think for Arsenal, particularly having changed the manager after all this time and probably too late. Well, it was too late. Left it too long. It's not can we win a bit. I mean, if you win silverware, fine. But where are we in comparison to Man City and Liverpool? Right? Those two horses are out there at the moment to be chased down. Right? Where are we in terms of a squad in comparison? What do we need to do to even get close? Okay. That's the most important thing for Arsenal. And that's a lot, trust me.
Unai Emery will know. He'll be saying the right things to his players and the board and everybody else. When he gets back in his room, in his office and shuts the door, he'll be like, where are we going to get these players from?
Well, that's exactly what he knows. He knows, but does Stan Kroenke, the owner, does he even care? Yeah. Well, you know, that's the thing. Solskjaer's given a problem to Pochettino now as well as he is, I suppose, to Ed Woodward. And it is still kind of early, but it's 8 games, it's 8 wins. But, you know, we're seeing the injuries at Tottenham. There's no doubt, you know, United want Pochettino. There's no doubt, no matter what Spurs fans will say, his head will be turned somewhat. It doesn't mean he would take the job, but his head will be turned. And all of a sudden, you know, depending on what happens at Real Madrid, because that's another club that's supposedly chasing him, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is coming more to the fore and more to the fore. And as they move into this new stadium, Tottenham, Pochettino might find himself in a place where he's not actually up for the Man United job. He's not in the frame for it. And he's going to have to stick with Tottenham, who are not going to spend money, and he may even lose players. So it's turning.
When we spoke last time, like last month, I think maybe just after 4 wins, you said it would be a massive mistake for Manchester United to hire Solskjaer full-time in the summer. Are you starting to change your mind a bit?
I am a little, but again, I think there's due diligence needs to be done. That's what we said. You have to. If you give me a choice with Solskjaer and Pochettino, it's a no-brainer. Right. But he might not be available. He might not. I don't know. He might not want it. They might not want him. You can't win 8 games and not
winning games.
At least be in the show. That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, when he was winning games, who they played. Well, they've now beaten Spurs and Arsenal on the road in proper matches.
Well, he's now reaching this. He's now reaching this stage where the players are stepping on the field and they think they're going to win every time they step on the field.
Right.
So I don't care what experience you have in management. If you turn a team that was stumbling around to a team that thinks every time they step on the field they're going to win, you better be taken seriously.
So what does he have to do for you to give him a job?
I'll tell you what, if he knocks PSG out of the Champions League and gets forward, he absolutely has to be considered.
If he knocks PSG out of the Champions League and they get in the top 4, that's it. He's getting. I think he's getting the job.
Why would you not? You know, we're sitting here talking about. You've just been asking us, oh wow, this is the Manchester United of old. So if that's the case, which it looks like, why don't you?
No, only because you were so down on it when we brought it up last night. Things have obviously
because
changed.
of the teams they had played. But this team has turned into now a team that expects to win, which is an incredible turnaround.
It is, would you believe, 24 years to the day since that iconic moment where Eric Cantona kung-fu'd a member of the crowd during United's game against Crystal Palace.
Proper football.
Well, that was... But you were at Chelsea at the time. You were at Notts County, Stevie.
Yep.
What was your memory of all this? Because this was news on the back page and the front page, wasn't it, for days?
Well, the first thing is, you know, as a player, we all get stick from the crowd. You know, different degrees of craziness and foul language. And the first thing I thought was, you can't do that.
Right.
It's kind of the unwritten rule. You ignore it, you take it, you ignore it if you can. You do not kung fu anybody who's having a go at you in the crowd. That's the last thing you do.
But was there not part of you that thought, oh, good for you? It's about time someone gave him it back.
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's just... I mean, it's clearly he just lost it. But if you were to kung fu kick everybody who shouted at you, you'd never stop. So I don't know. And but you know, I can only imagine Sir Alex Ferguson at the time, or Fergie at the time. I was just thinking, because he was, you know, an iconic. Yeah. You know, he was a talisman for them. You know, look, Fergie would know it's not going to be a 3-game ban. So it could have been the end of his career. It wasn't. But I mean, just crazy, you know.
Robert, what did you make of it?
Well, first of all, the amazing thing is how he didn't injure himself. I mean, you're going onto a bit of tarmac, you're going over some hoardings to kung fu kick, and you're going to fall on your back and on your side, and he did well not to injure himself. It was madness. Everybody thought that there was a slightly mad streak in him, and he proved it on that occasion. But he was a wonderful player, and you knew he was going to be banned for a long time. You know, and some people were talking about banning him for life. Obviously, that didn't take place, but it was an amazing moment and something that's always stays in the memory.
He was some player, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, I don't know if the story's correct. Was it Lee Sharp that tells it? Have you heard this?
I have heard this. This is a great story.
When Lee Sharp, who tells a story, former United player, about how they all got back in the dressing room and because they wanted to hear what Ferguson was going to do, because they were all keen, thinking, oh, he's going to tear up his shreds. And he went round the players, criticised them all for their performances, and apparently turned to Eric and said, Eric, you can't do that, son.
He was digging at everyone else really intensely, wasn't he, apparently? And then
about the performance. And then the guy that kung fu kicked him was going to be suspended for nearly a year, and he maybe thought for life at the time. He said, you can't do that, Eric.
No question where the big game is this weekend in Italy. AC Milan taking on Napoli, 4th versus 2nd. It's the visitors, though, that go into this match as big favourites. Bookies have them as evens. AC Milan very much the outsiders at 11-4. As we welcome Gab Marcotti into the show. Gab, what in particular are you looking forward to from this match?
Well, Dan, there's a whole bunch of subplots here. A lot of speculation. We're going to see Piontek make his debut for Milan as they head out into the post-Pipita era, or is it going to be the homegrown wonder kid, Patrick Cutrone, as well? I'm also personally curious to see Paquetá against a serious opponent from the first minute in Serie A. They're really counting on him to provide the creativity. Of course, Biglia and Bonaventura still out, although Biglia closer to a return. As far as Napoli's concerned, there's this whole subplot, obviously a burbling in the background. Allen, heavily linked to Paris Saint-Germain, stayed out, missed training this week. Officially, he had a little niggle. I seriously doubt he's going to be involved. Although, good news for Napoli fans, PSG signing Leandro Paredes, very close to it, means that you would assume they may not go for Allen as well. Koulibaly, of course, back for his suspension. So, you know, this is going to be a big one. And Napoli on a great run, and they want to show that they can stay hot on the heels of Juventus.
So with all these subplots, Gab, who have you got?
You know what? I still have to lean Napoli at this stage. I think Milan, this is a transition year. I just still think they're missing the creativity in midfield. The Çalhanoğlu, Suso thing isn't quite working yet. They'll be a better team when they get a little bit more settled in the middle of the park. And once Piontek or Cutrone show that they can pick up Higuain's mantle, or be what Higuain was supposed to be, I should say.
Now, for a lot more on this game, you can download the latest edition of the Serie Awesome podcast, which is available on the website. Welcome into Extra Time.
Questions?
Well, the first one is a statement. Craig, stop hating. You hater, you.
Stop hating what?
Just hating. Just stop the hating.
Well, tell me who I'm hating.
I don't know. Apparently you've hated someone that's upset this particular person.
Well, I do it on my Twitter feed. It does say hater of your team.
Yep.
Because everybody thinks you hate their team. Right. So I like to get that out, some clarity and some sarcasm.
Next tweet is for Stuart Robson, who is here.
He's a hater.
Enjoy Stuart's co-commentary on the Arsenal United game tonight. He always offers good analysis during game. That's it.
Blimey. That's more than Steve and Craig said about it. They were criticising it all the way through, so I've heard.
I've just seen who sent that tweet in. It's Arsene Wenger.
Well, the next question. Can Stuart Robson...
I've changed.
Can Stuart Robson spin the Arsenal defeat to be the fault of Arsene Wenger?
Oh dear.
Yes. Yes, I could. He organised that defence. Oh no, Socrates has just come in recently, and so has Kolasinac. So I can't really blame him. But still the same old flaws. Still they can't defend and make good decisions when they're being counter-attacked. And the fullbacks are too high up the field. All came from Arsene Wenger's reign over many, many years.
I don't think Arsenal would be any worse off if Wenger was still there, but I don't think they'd be any better off. Right. I think they're
I don't know. Well, I don't know. At least they've got a bit of stomach now. They used to pack in.
Well, where are they? They're fifth in the league, which is kind of where they were, and they're going.
Yeah, but at least they've got a little bit of guts about them that they didn't have.
Well, they might not have. They might have more guts, but I don't think they'd be better off.
Don't get me wrong. Listen, the bar's pretty low here.
Yeah,
there it is, just there. How low is it, Stevie?
It's about there.
What does Stevie have to say about Lukaku now? 2 wonderful assists against a decent top 6 opposition.
They were great assists, yes.
And guess where he'll be in the next big game? Where will he be, Stevie?
Sat on his
backside, on the bench.
But they were great assists.
Oh, good.
They were fantastic.
See, there's a man.
Well done, big man.
For Stevie, since you have a great love for Liverpool, who is or was your favourite Beatle?
All of them.
Yeah?
None.
I mean, have you met them?
No.
Partied with them?
No. No. I didn't go in those circles.
Did you like the Beatles songs, though?
Have a guess.
I don't know.
I would say.
Have you ever spoken to anybody who hates the Beatles?
I don't know. You seem
who doesn't like the
about the whole
Yeah,
situation.
So you hate all the songs and you don't like any of the songs at all?
I don't. It's not my. I don't like it.
That guy's right. He's a hater. He hates. You hate the Beatles. Why do you hate the Beatles?
I don't like the Beatles or the Rolling Stones.
No.
No, it's old music. I don't like it.
Who do you like then? Is that easier? Probably
I
hate.
don't like the Beatles music. I like the Stones.
Robbo, do you like the
saying it's
Beatles?
not-
Do you like
not
music, Robbo?
I do like a bit of music, but let me just correct Steve on something. They must be the only 4 Liverpudlians that he hasn't partied with. He's partied with everybody else, the stories that I hear.
That's true. That's fair, Stevie.
Well, I'm not going to argue too much with that.
Who would win a foot race between you lot? Well, actually, we should see a 50-metre race. Yeah, who would win?
Today?
Today?
Robbo would win today.
Robbo, he would row it.
He would win
No,
today.
I'd have to row it. I can't run. I'd have to row it.
Well,
You can't run. Craig can't run. Steve
None of us
can't
can run.
Ali could never run.
So it wouldn't
Shaq
be a
is a
race.
keeper.
Well, he'd fall over.
If
wouldn't he, Ali?
If I had to run 100 metres, I'd be injured before I got to the end. No question about it.
No.
Yeah, we'd all
Now,
be
what
the same.
about in your day? Who was the quickest?
My calf would go. I wouldn't be.
I would beat those two.
You'd beat those two?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't be.
Robbo, dream on.
Hang on. Stevie, I saw you at Notts County. That's when I really saw you at your top, when you were just a little bit on the heavy side playing for
Yeah, I
Notts
was 35
County.
years old.
I
was
saw you run.
35 years old.
Where are you looking?
Yeah.
What do you expect? 35 years old.
I'm sure I ran past you at Stamford Bridge when you were playing for Sheffield Wednesday.
Again, I was even older then. I was 37 then.
No, you weren't.
I was.
1997.
1997.
96.
Sorry, tell a lie. I was 36.
Right.
Craig was good at running forward, but he wasn't quite so quick running back, apparently.
I can tell you. I wasn't quick running forward either. It's all about the timing of the runs.
Right, I see.
Ah, okay.
But Stevie, you said you'd beat them, no problem.
Aye.
Hands down.
Well, he'd
Two
be
of them.
quicker than me. I wasn't quick.
Two of them. Aye, absolutely.
And
wasn't slow,
Robbo was slow as well.
Yeah.
Well, the trouble is
Hey, what?
you'd have to get. Robbo would have to go on a treatment table with wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dear, that's great.
I would say Stevie would be the quickest. And
Right.
in his pomp.
In his pomp.
When he's in his 20s.
No danger.
By the way,
Stephen,
you've buckled.
What do you mean?
You buckled to pressure. You've started asking football questions. And you didn't want any banter today in extra time because a couple of days of people piling in.
Well, the thing is, it's
I
like...
will not watch AFC again if you don't take this seriously. And you
can
just
only
buckled.
Right, two things. He's got to get his grandson to a haircut. I've got to take my son to soccer. We're late today, so that's why I'm just kind of rushing through.
No, we could just have a quick bit of banter, no football questions, move on.
I was giving it ahead of me. We'll be back tomorrow. Banterless as well. Who's here? Maras and Shaq. Shaq is sick, by the way. We had to send him home today.
Yep.
Gab's here. Matteo Bonetti. Oh, a bit of Italian flavour to tomorrow's show.
Oh, good time to be off.
I'm Dan Thomas, joined by Ali Moreno, Paul Miller.
And will his head go bigger as well? Because all the problems that he's had most of his
career.
Head. That's his head going bigger.
And you're saying he's not, if he doesn't realise he needs to be flexible to salvage his job, then he's a fool.
The only reason I'm bringing this up is because Ali's not there, because Ali gets angry if I mention Pep and Maurizio Sarri in the same sentence.
Yeah, Jules was late today because he was working for the BBC.
Priorities.
Yeah, thanks, Jules.
I did TV as well. before.
Oh,
there it is. Yes, BBC News.
Some weather here on the East Coast, doesn't it? But fear not, Paul Marinette is well prepared. Look them up, Paul. Look at these.
What's wrong with them?
Look at that.
You're ready for the snow and the rain.
I'm ready for it all.
Well,
on the beach.
Yes.
You can.
Dan, are you hosting the Oscars this year?
No.
I heard that'd be great, Ryan.
They couldn't afford me.
Some of these modern films are just not very good. Some of them are just downright.
Zombie nonsense. What's that all about?
How many zombie films have been nominated for an Oscar?
What was that one in space? Frozen? No. What was it? What was it?
Gravity.
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 Well, they were frozen.
I mean, what was it about?
Cold up there.
And I think Gaga is going to win Best Actress for...
I think it's Lady Gaga, Jules. You can't just call her Gaga.
Yeah, sorry, Lady Gaga. Sorry.
Be respectful.
You've not even mentioned the night out where you never paid for anything.
Oh, you have mentioned it, actually, right in this very segment, many times. Yeah.
Oh, you're not one of them, are you?
Excuse me? Everything you do is about being cheap.
Listen,
and you're going to attack me about being cheap?
How many times you been out with me?
I don't know, ever.
Well, there you go. So you spouting all kinds of nonsense.
You're just talking about it on Extra Time yesterday.
Hercules Gomez has kicked us off as he tweeted this.
How sad do you have to be to go on your own Twitter and put a poll up? Get a life, Gomez. Get a life, for God's sake, and not be another one of those.
When I was invited to the Nickel residence for dinner, it was by no means cheap. None of this $6 a case stuff. So I think you owe Stevie a bit of an apology with your cheap beer gag.
All right, so let's
Thank you, Gab. You'll be back. Next time you're over here, you're back in for another one.
Did you buy anything dumb? I don't think we've heard any stories of like
Cars.
Cars? Really?
I thought I was the bee's knees. The lights used to come up from the bonnet.
You're like James Bond.
That's it.
You were Chelsea's James Bond back in the day.
Oh, it's George Clooney again.
He's a great player. One of the best in the world.
Is it a big deal?
Well, that's a new look.
Lower them a bit. Lower them.
Can't hear those sit down.
That's a new look. I mean, that's a new look.
I've been really fortunate that I've had some very successful years. More than just one.
Go put your trumpet back in your case.
Show everyone what your trumpet looked like again. Right? That's a trombone.
Well, a trombone, whatever.
Semi Maimar was caught at the Wizards game. Look at this on the big screen, flossing.
He was at the game on his own as well.
On his own.
When he went.
Wasn't he with all his friends?